So, how are y'all doing? Oh, where am I? There I am. Power cut out for like 2 seconds after your first message. Oof. So yes, tonight we're starting the Monstrous Turnabout, and I'm hoping my voice will play nice with me.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the Forbidden Chamber.
Night-night, Alderman. Sweet dreams. At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
A few months prior to the courthouse bombing. Look, Phoenix's beanie is on the top of the trophy. Guess I'm a little early. Look, she's in 3D. There's just a demon now. You'll find out. You'll find out as we go.
Oh, hey, Apollo. I'm getting an early start today.
Yeah, it's the first job I've had in a while, after all. Or this is the first job.
Well, aren't we fired up?
Well, it's not every day I get a call from Mr. Wright. What kind of work is it anyway? Mr. Wright didn't mention any details.
Work? Is that how we put it?
Don't tell me he just wants me to clean the toilet again.
You've really become a fixture around here, Apollo.
Come to think of it, it's been almost a year since I was hired. Lots happened since then. But I've settled in nicely despite a few bumps on the road. My name is Apollo Justice. I've been practicing law for about a year, but I still have a lot to learn. This is the Right Anything Agency, and it's where I work. Don't let the name fool you. It's definitely a law agency.
But don't forget that this place is a talent agency too, Polly.
It's the law agency part of this office that's usually forgotten. This is Trucy Wright, a budding magician. An adopted daughter of the agency's owner, Phoenix Wright. She sometimes makes me help with her magic tricks.
And what's wrong with that? You're one of the agent's talents as well.
I was under the impression that I was a lawyer.
Oh, we better hurry. It doesn't look like Daddy's gonna make it, so let's get going.
Huh? Where are we going? What about the job he mentioned?
This is the job, Polly. You're supposed to keep me company today. Now, come on.
Another day of not being a lawyer. Should have seen this one coming.
Well, this is the Right Anything Agency, you know? And there's no And there's no law-related work at the moment, so...
Tell me again why I chose to work here? Where's Mr. Wright anyway?
Daddy said something about going to meet an acquaintance. Don't worry. Just focus on your job and I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. Well, let's go. We don't have all day.
Wait a second. And another day of anything goes begins at the Right Anything Agency. Ew. So what are we doing way up here in the mountains?
This is Ninetails Vale. Everyone's been talking about the yokai craze here.
Yokai? Oh, you mean Japanese monsters? Yes, that explains all these weird things. Speaking of which, wasn't Ninetails Vale founded by Japanese immigrants?
Yeah, they're holding a festival to boost tourism over at the Alderman's Manor. My friend who works there invited us. That's why we're here.
In other words, I'm your chaperone because your dad was too busy.
Daddy said with those horns of yours, you'd make a great addition to their festival. I mean, you look just like a Japanese demon. Wasn't that so thoughtful of him, Polly?
I could do without thoughtfulness like that.
Oh, it's almost time. Come on, Polly. The festival grounds are this way.
Alright, I guess it's time we move to the Cube... Cube. I assume that this is QB Manor Garden. Or Kyubi. I don't know. Check it out.
You're so lucky, Apollo. Everyone can see what you do with just a flash of your badge.
What about you, Trucy? People can tell you're a magician by the way you're dressed.
Yeah, but I can't always dress like this. Like when I'm at school and stuff.
You could always show you're a magician by making things appear or disappear.
You mean like this?
There they are, the magic panties.
3, 2, 1, ta-da!
Magic or no, aren't you a little old to be showing those things in public?
Then maybe I'll become a lawyer too.
You're abandoning your dream just like that? This monster craze. Come to think of it, I think I heard about it on TV. It's supposedly how Ninetails Vale made a comeback from the brink of fiscal disaster.
Our agency could sure use something positive like that. Oh, I know. Let's jump on board the monster craze. You and Daddy would be a perfect comedy duo. You could call yourselves Agni and Rudra, Demon Kings of Comedy.
Agni... What are Agni and Rudra, like, deities from? Like, what pantheon are they from? Because I only know Agni and Rudra as the weapons from Devil May Cry 3, despite the fact that I have never played Devil May Cry 3.
Daddy sets them up, and you knock them down. Hey, I think we hit the jackpot with this idea.
Sorry, but I plan on staying a lawyer.
You do?
You don't have to act so surprised by that. Hey, Trucy, have you seen my attorney's badge?
How could you lose something so important? Sometimes I really wonder about you, Apollo.
So weird. I wonder if I dropped it somewhere.
Oh, look. What are these panties doing here?
Oh, great. Forget about panties. I'm looking for my badge.
3, 2, 1, ta-da! Did you forget? These are my magic panties.
Hey, that's my attorney's badge. Wow, how'd you do that?
I set it all up while we were back at the office.
Wow, I didn't even... Wait, you took my badge? Yes! Yes! The updated movement system! Hell, this is actually an update of the update. Like, the new move, like... Oh, I can't examine. Wow, this place really is something.
It definitely feels like a different world here. Trucy.
I remembered what Jinxie looked like, so I was just like, yeah, I'll just do this voice.
Jinxie.
And this is?
My friend, Jinxie Tenma. She's the one who invited us. She just happens to be the maid here. 2 horns. A love of red. Are you a demon?
No. I'm Apollo Justice. Nice to meet...
He is a demon.
What the... Fun fact about this in the 3DS version. While the text is scrolling, you'll notice that the talisman flaps. It's also triggered by the microphone in the 3DS version. What the?
Be gone, foul beast. You look great, Polly. Fills in some of that space on your forehead.
What is this thing?
It's a warding charm. Jinxie puts them on all the monsters she finds. Jesus.
But I'm not a monster.
Maybe I should have told her you're a good demon.
Or you could just say I'm human.
The Red Demon. Emissary of the underworld.
I got up early to do my hair for this. Can I take this off now?
So you can eat me?
I'm not going to eat you.
Forgive me, oh terrible one. Tone down your cords of steel, Apollo. You're scaring her out of her wits.
Don't worry. I'm already full.
Please stay that way.
Great. Now I'm playing along too. I love seeing Apollo and Trucy interact. They're great. Also, weirdly enough, I think Trucy, like, I prefer her 2D sprites, but Trucy's 3D model looks pretty good. Agni is the Hindu god of fire, and Rudra is from the Vedic religion. I probably butchered that name, but interesting. Hey, did you know I'm a lawyer? Would you mind taking a look at this?
No, thank you. Be gone, foul demon.
Vanished again.
That's what you get when you flash a girl like that, even if it was just your badge.
Wow. Sheesh, you make it sound like I'm some kind of creep. So I wanted to ask you about Ninetales Vale.
Be gone, foul demon. Looks like you've been demonized, Polly. Literally.
I'm starting to wonder if I really am a demon myself.
Please don't eat me. I have food if you're hungry.
This isn't working. We won't get anything out of her until we set the record straight.
If only we had some way to prove you're not as scary as you look.
Ouch. Unnecessary roughness. Looks like I have to present some proof. Proof that I'm 100% human. Is it now I have to present the badge? I wanted to show you this.
What is it?
It's my attorney's badge, you see? I'm not a demon. I'm a lawyer.
Really? You're a lawyer.
Ew. Maybe now she'll stop calling me a demon.
Does it protect you from Enma Daio's judgment?
Who's Enma Daio?
I read somewhere that he's the demon lord who judges the dead for their sins. Uh-oh. I think now she thinks you're a demon lawyer from hell, Polly.
Go back to being just a normal demon?
Please, please don't boil me in a scalding cauldron. I'd prefer a Turkish bath if possible.
Turkish bath? Isn't that more sauna than bath?
Don't worry, Jinxie. He's a good demon. He'll save you if you ever go astray. Please, Mr. Demon Lawyer, sir. Have mercy on my soul.
I told you I'm not a demon. And Trucy, you're just making things worse. You just leave that Enma to me.
Isn't that great, Jinxie? I'm no longer scared to cross into the afterlife.
Someone tell these two I'm human already?
So, Jinxie, I hear this village is the epicenter of the monster craze. Barely anyone had heard of it before, but now it's packed with tourists.
Really? So the monster craze is the reason behind today's festival.
It was the alderman's idea, but I'd be careful if I were you. There are lots and lots of yokai prowling around Ninetailsville.
How is Jinxie's voice, by the way? Like, volume-wise, how is Jinxie's voice? I have to be quieter to get, like, the meek sounding voice to come out. So I'm not sure if it's coming through alright, at an alright volume. Prowling about? You mean, like, wild animals or something?
And they're hungry, too.
Man-eating monsters. And they're all over the place?
In fact, there was one at the manor yesterday. I heard the doorbell ring, but when I opened the door, nobody was there. It was the Ding Dong Demon. How else could you explain it?
Well, when I was a kid, my friends used to play this prank called Ding Dong Ditch.
Well, that doesn't prove yokai aren't real. There's even one right here at the manor. The demon Tenma Taro. He's imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber.
Tenma Taro? Forbidden Chamber. About that yokai you said was imprisoned here at the manor. Is it true?
He's a super evil demon named Tenma Taro. Here, take a look at this scroll. Tenma Taro's the dark demon you see here. He's super evil and super scary.
That's the yokai imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber?
He was defeated by the village guardian yokai, the nine-tailed fox. And locked away forever.
So, you're saying Tenma Taro is still trapped inside the Forbidden Chamber?
But he's just biding his time until he can escape. And still, we should be perfectly safe. Because there's a really powerful sealing charm on the door, keeping it shut tight.
What a charming security system.
You can keep the scroll if you want. The alderman gave me this, but just holding it gives me chills, so...
Thanks, Jinxie. Maybe I'll give this to Mr. Wright. So, I was wondering, are those things on your forehead also warding charms, Jinxie?
Yes. They're to prevent evil things from getting inside me. Papa told me to wear them.
Evil things?
Apollo, don't you dare take those charms off her forehead. They have to stay there. Forever, got it?
I wonder what would happen if I did take them off.
It's time for me to get back to work. And thanks for inviting us, Jinxie. You're welcome. Oh, and before I forget, there's going to be a surprise event today. Even I don't know what to expect, but it's sure to be fun.
Wait, I didn't realize that, Jinxie's in, like, a kimono. I saw the apron and my brain just didn't register the rest of it. I didn't see the big-ass bow that she's got behind her. Better not be a yokai parade. She'd probably drop dead from fright. This is a place... This place, the totally not Japan. Yeah, hey Not, how are you doing? Demon! Oh, wait. It's just someone in a suit, right?
Tenmataro!
Tenmataro? Demon from the Forbidden Chamber?
Please don't hurt me. Be gone, be gone, be gone! Better watch out, little girl, or I'll snatch you away. Charm, charm, charm. Where's that die and go to heaven charm? Oh, she put it on her own forehead this time.
He sure gives up quick. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there! Mustn't stare at Tenmataro like that! Lower your eyes! Steal your soul if you're not careful! Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? Your devilry stops here and now, Tenmataro! Now what?
Oh, look, Apollo. There's somebody up on the roof.
That booming laugh. Could it be? My 9 golden tails are proof of my unassailable righteousness. With my band of 100 minions, I vanquish evil from the land. I am the wrestler of righteousness. I am the Golden Lord of Yokai. The amazing Ninetales is here. Fear not, good little boys and girls, for I shall defeat Tenmataro. Hooray, hooray! It's the amazing Ninetales! Up to your no good tricks again, eh, Tenmataro? Well, not on my watch. Ah! There's nothing to fear now, my child. I have banished Tenmataro. You and your people can now live in peace.
Thank you, Mr. Amazing Ninetales, sir.
Now I must be off. Another match and another foe to vanquish await. What was that all about? That wrestler just chased off a yokai? It looked like he came out of the Alderman's Manor.
That was the Amazing Ninetales. He's a pro wrestler from right here in Ninetales Vale. But no one knows his true identity.
Jinxie sure seems chipper all of a sudden. What's all that about him banishing Tenmataro?
That was a yokai exorcism. It's an annual ritual where Tenmataro is released to remind us of his wickedness.
Ugh.
In the end, the nine-tailed fox drives Tenmataro out and purifies our village. But the Amazing Ninetales did the honors this year.
So that was the big surprise, huh? The Amazing Ninetales and Tenmataro, huh? Well, whatever floats her boat.
Oh, would you look at the time? I'd better get back to work. Please excuse me.
She's a strange one, all right.
I think she's sweet in her own special way.
Knowing Trucy, she probably has lots of friends who are sweet in their own way.
Well, we still have some time to kill. Might as well see the rest of Ninetales Vale while we're here.
Fun never stops, does it?
I think I bought nearly every yokai souvenir that was for sale.
I know, because my wallet's running on empty.
What's with all the commotion over there?
Huh? Hey, isn't that your friend Jinxie? I hope everything's okay.
It's terrible. Calm down, Jinxie. Tell us what happened. The demon Tenmataro. He killed Alderman QB.
What?
Wait, killed as in dead? Yes, and Tenmataro did it.
Tenmataro? You stay here while I go have a look.
Please, wait.
Huh?
It's a Tenmataro warding charm. It should protect you, but please, be careful. The Alderman's in the Fox Chamber at the top of the main staircase.
Okay, got it. Yo! Hey Clay, how are you doing? Give me just a second, I will give you a shout out. I assume you were playing Ocarina of Time or Zelda Randomizer. So yeah, welcome in everyone. I'm Maddie. I am a variety streamer. I play lots of different kinds of games. We got hit with a cutscene right up.
Huh? Are you all right? Who are you? Help! Someone call an ambulance!
But yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I play lots of RPGs, lots of visual novels, lots of randomizer recently.
And I've been told that I have a really good voice, which is part of why I like playing RPGs and visual novels.
The police arrived soon after that, at which point I returned to the festival grounds. Apparently the man impaled by the spear was already dead. But there was one other person there, and he was immediately rushed to the hospital. Thank goodness the other man's going to be fine. Sounds like he'd only been unconscious. Energy drained out of nowhere, so decided to call it short. I've definitely have those. Oh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Give me just a second. I will. If I remember how to do it. Viewer rewards. Channel points. Disable. There. Now it shouldn't be there. It was really funny when Dash was just hitting me with a million things the other night. That was really funny. Thank goodness the other man's going to be fine. Sounds like he'd only been unconscious.
You think Jinxie's gonna be okay?
I'm sure she'll be back to her old self in no time. At least she's calm enough for the police to question her for now. And I'd sure love to know what crazy animal left those feathers in tracks.
Oh, look, here comes Jinxie. Hi, Trucy. Hi, Mr. Demon Lawyer.
Hey, feeling any better? I was wondering if you're up to filling us in on what happened. So the man with the spear in his chest was already dead?
Uh-huh. It was Alderman Kyubi. When I found him, he was already...
So the victim was the village alderman. And the one who was found alive? Who is he? Yeah, like, here's the thing. Murder trial, like, I like the murder trial setup of, Ace Attorney. I feel like you could do a pretty solid, grand larceny case with the Ace Attorney framework. You'd have to tweak some stuff, but, I feel like a grand larceny could work really well as an Ace Attorney case. And the one who was found alive? Who is he?
Damien Tenma. He's the mayor of the neighboring city, Tenma Town. They arrested him.
So, he's the killer?
Nuh-uh. Papa didn't kill anyone.
Papa? As in, your father?
That's right. Jinxie's dad is mayor of Tenma Town.
No way.
Yes, Wei. But he's innocent.
It's just got way more complicated. Victim was the alderman of Ninetails Vale, and Jinxie's father, the mayor of Tenma Town, was arrested for the crime. Sounds like we have some investigating to do.
I know this is difficult, Jinxie, but you need to hang in there. I know. I'll try my best.
Would you mind telling me a bit more about the victim? So the victim was the village alderman. What can you tell me about him?
His name was Rex Kyubi.
I still don't know how to pronounce this. I assume it's Kyubi, but like, no idea.
They say his family has ties to the legendary nine-tailed fox. He was really kind, and he always looked out for me. He was a former pro wrestler, and I even heard he knew the amazing Ninetails.
Former pro wrestler, huh? That's something to keep in mind. QB. With your father being mayor and all, I guess you're originally from Tenma Town, huh? So then, why did you come work here?
It was to overcome your fears, right, Jinxie? Uh-huh. Plus, Mama was from Ninetails Vale, though she's no longer with us. She loved these flowers. I always wanted to live where Ninetails flowers grew.
What? Oh wait, I was about to say, why are there only 8 petals on the Ninetails flower? But no, there's 9 on that. Only just got introduced to Jinxie and I live for her already. Oh, love her already. How are you doing, Banana?
Wow, what a beautiful flower. And with exactly 9 petals, too. Just looking at them gives me courage, even when I'm scared of yokai.
Jinxie, when you first told us about what happened, you said the killer was a demon.
Uh-huh. And the warding charm on the Forbidden Chamber's door. It's been removed.
Nice, Banana. Forbidden Chamber's door? That big door that was barred shut. There wasn't a charm on it when I checked it out, so I guess it was removed by someone.
That's how Tenmataro escaped. Oh. But when I try and remember what happened, it all goes fuzzy. Jinxie, you should go get some rest. You've been through a lot today.
Between the warding charm being removed, and the black feathers and weird tracks, I could see how a superstitious person might think a demon was the killer.
Apollo, maybe this is your chance.
Chance for what?
To do the right thing and defend Jinxie's dad in court.
Who, me? Wouldn't a man like Mayor Tenma have access to more experienced lawyers? Yes, this is the second case.
You want to know what the detective said? And they doubted there was a lawyer who could get a not guilty verdict in this one.
Sounds like they're expecting an open and shut case.
Don't worry, Jinxie. If anyone can prove your dad's innocence, it's Polly. And if not, I'm going to do a magic trick and make him disappear.
What?
You'll accept the case, won't you, Polly?
Nah, this case is very weird. Like, you go from case 1, which is a courtroom bombing, to case 2, which is a yokai murdering someone in a small town. And then case 3 happens, like, it's minor spoilers, I guess. It's a murder at an academy, is case 3 of this game. And case 4 and 5 both take place, like, in relatively modern settings, so we don't meet Black Quill until we go to court. Not.
Oh, it's all over, isn't it? I'll be all alone for the rest of my life.
Oh, right. Jinxie already lost her mother. Alright. Jinxie, leave your father's defense to me.
Attaboy, Polly. You're going to help Papa, Mr. Demon Lawyer?
Fuck. Are we back? Swiped out from underneath you, Paradoxica. Cool. Okay, I guess I need to, I guess I'll stick my OBS window over here and just pop my chat out. Sorry about that. I don't know what's been happening with my Twitch lately, but... Yours did this just before you rated out too? Weird. Set this over here. I will just place my cat here. Hey Diggs, how are you doing? Probably Twitch server side then. I would hope so, but at the same time, it said that my my bitrate on OBS dropped to zero frames, so who knows? It cut me off right before I minor spoiled case 3. Really? Wow. Minor spoiler from case 3, I guess, then. Case 3 takes place at an academy. That's the minor spoiler. And so it goes courtroom bombing to man killed by yokai to murder at an academy, and then the other two are in, like, really modern settings as well. Actually, I'm gonna slide this over here. Stick this. Nope, not like that. Thank you. But no thank you. Sorry, I'm rearranging my windows so I can keep a better eye on my bitrate. Yes, thank you, Stream Elements. So we got the you'll accept the case, won't you, Polly? Right? Because the last bit that it showed was the oh, it's all over, isn't it?
Oh, it's all over, isn't it? I'll be all alone for the rest of my life.
Oh, right. Jinxie already lost her mother. All right. Jinxie, leave your father's defense to me.
Attaboy, Polly. You're going to help Papa, Mr. Demon Lawyer?
Yep, because that's what lawyers do. Plus, no toilet cleaning for a while. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure your father walks away a free man.
Thank you, Mr. Demon Lawyer. I can tell you're one of the good ones. Red demons are usually so mean.
It's been a while, but I'll be fine. Ready or not, here comes justice. Guess I ought to go meet my new client. Ah, but before I forget, I better jot this down in my notebook.
Hey, Apollo, what's the notebook for?
Oh, I just thought I should jot down some stuff about the case. So I don't misplace them, I'm putting my notes in the court record. I guess it's what you would call a to-do list.
Oh, sounds handy.
My notes, I just open the court record with R. Yep. Thank you. These are very helpful. And I can switch between the tabs using L and R.
Oh, I almost forgot. So, about Jinxie's father. No matter how scary he seems, promise me you'll resist the urge to run away.
Wait, what?
His angry glare can paralyze you with fear. And some claim he can even shoot laser beams from his eyes. Well, maybe Papa isn't really that scary.
Paralyzing stare, laser beams from his eyes? Sounds like some kind of monster.
I think it's about time I see Jinxie off. I'll head back to the office after I'm done.
Okay, thanks. Wait, why do I have this? I keep looking over at my stuff, expecting my old setup, and I've realized I've just messed up my... There we go. We'll just use the other layout I usually use. This out. This comes over here. Cool. Ah, visiting hours. Perfect timing. Hopefully he's not as scary as he sounds. Who are you? Yikes. So, you're Damien Tenma, right? I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. I'm here to help. Huh? Let me out of here. Sorry, I get a little loud sometimes. Oh, incredibly rude. Sorry. Did I do something to offend you? Visitor when all others shun me like a common criminal. And here I am with nothing to offer. I am the epitome of rudeness. I don't know why, but there's always something so amusing to me when people pronounce epitome as epitome. Wait, so he wasn't mad at me? Unworthy as I am, I, Damien Tenma, shall breach these walls, so that I may treat my benefactor to some tea, and maybe some cookies too. No, wait, we can do tea and cookies after we prove your innocence. How about you start by telling me what happened? I see. So tea and cookies can wait, can they? Phew, that was close. We don't need jailbreak added to the list of charges. Seems like a good guy, but with a face like that, I can see why he's misunderstood. I am a lawyer. Thank you for agreeing to defend me. Oh, no thanks required. I'm just doing my job. The voice redeem is turned off for visual novels because it's all reading. And I do voices for each of the characters, so... Also, hi Yuki, how are you doing? No thanks required. Just doing my job. He's even scarier when he's not saying anything. Nice day today, huh? I love nice days like these. I'm doing alright. Been working on my Game Jam game in my off time. Been any experience. I'm struggling, but I have a prototype. Which is better than I could say for like 90% of things. game jam. If you're familiar with Pirate Software at all, Pirate Software is doing a game jam currently, and I am currently working on a submission for that. It's definitely gonna be very basic, but you know, I took it as a less of a like, oh, I'm gonna win this shit, and more of a, if I join this, it'll help me keep my motivation up to actually like work on stuff like this, and if I can work on stuff like this, I can learn. I love nice days like these. It's a perfect lawyering weather. The trial is tomorrow. Yes, right, the trial. Why do I keep blabbering on like that? I wanted to show you this. Sorry. Hate when he clams up like this. Those charms on your head, they're the same as this one, correct? Indeed they are. Jinxie applied them after the murder. Said they would keep Tenmataro from possessing me. Oh, right. So it's not some creepy fashion statement. Still, there are an awful lot of them. That there are. Truth be told, my head's feeling a bit itchy. Can't you just peel them off? Jinxie did this for me. I could not hurt her feelings like that. He really cares for his daughter. Mayor Tenma, do you mind if I ask you why you were arrested? Ugh. Whoa! Sorry. I guess some things are better left unsaid. Bah. Excuse me? Think a public paragon such as I could be treated like this. This arrest should never have happened. Go on. I fear the ill effects it will have on our youth. Now I've but one choice. I must leave here at once, if only to protect the moral fiber of our youth. No, wait. You can protect the moral fiber of our youth after you've been declared not guilty. I suppose you're right. Ew, our youth came this just came this close to quite a scare. My fingerprints were on the spear that killed Alderman QB. That's why I was arrested. Your prints were on the murder weapon? That's never good. Any idea how they got there? None. I hardly remember a thing, you see. I was fast asleep at the time. Someone must have slipped me a sleeping pill or something. What's worse, somebody clobbered me on the head. I see. Drug-induced slumber and a blow to the head. No wonder you hardly remember a thing. Cool. Huh? Was that some kind of strange laugh? Well, I think we can safely assume your prints were planted while you were unconscious. Wow. What do the police have on you as far as motive is concerned? Truth be told, there's been a bit of trouble between the alderman and I as of late. Oh? Was it personal in nature? Nothing like that. It's a long story. But suffice to say, I've been pushing to merge Ninetails Vale with Tenma Town. Surrender Ninetails Vale to Tenma Town, now! Yikes! That's what I told him. I'd like to tell you to stop shouting like that, but I'm too scared. So, that's the motive the police have established for the Alderman's murder? Indeed it is. After Alderman QB was dead set against a municipal merger. That's why they think you killed him. He was in your way. Ugh. Curses. Mayor Tenma? Are you okay? Jinxie, forgive me. I never meant to worry you like this. It'll work out fine. Just leave it to me. Only it really were that easy. I don't even know where to start. Thank you for meeting with me, Mayor Tenma. Please wait. My daughter, Jinxie. Yes? She already lost her mother. And now with me being held in here, I fear she'll be terribly lonely. I hesitate to ask, but I beg you, be a friend to her in her time of need. Leave it to me. Trucy and I will look out for your daughter. I shall rest a little easier then. You know, you remind me of some of the new friends Jinxie's been talking about. New friends? Yes. It seems she made some new friends and she started working in Ninetails Vale. They're quite the unusual bunch too. There's a lady with an exceptionally long neck, a young lad with an incredibly long tongue, and many other interesting characters. Friends? Sounds more like a bunch of monsters to me. Now, if you would excuse me, it appears my time is up. Ew, why am I so tired? Must have been more tense than I thought. Still, I'm glad he didn't turn out to be as scary as he looks. A call? Oh, it's Mr. Wright. Justice here. Apollo, is that you? Hi, Mr. Wright. What can I do for you? Trucy told me you've taken on a new case. Oh, that. It was kind of spur of the moment. He's actually calling me about a case? That's fine, but I have a favor to ask. Sure, what is it? I'm at the airport right now. There was someone I had to meet. A new addition to the agency, actually. Her name's Athena Sykes, and she just passed the bar. That's right, I remember hearing about her coming to join us. Guess that was today. I actually can't remember if I flip-flopped Phoenix and Apollo's voices between games. She took off as soon as I told her you needed help with a case. It's like there was no stopping her. Wait, what? Where is she now? Thought he was meeting Edgeworth? Nah, you gotta wait till later for that. Probably somewhere in Ninetails Vale by now. That's where that favor I mentioned comes in. I need you to go find her. I've never even met her before. What does she look like? You'll be the girl in the yellow suit, sporting an attorney's badge. My right voice was deeper than Apollo's? Okay, cool. I feel... I should definitely start, like, if I'm doing sequels to games like this, I should definitely start, like, rewatching bits and pieces of my previous playthroughs to get a feel for how I did the voices for him. But that's what his private vacations are for. Okay, I'll find her. A new addition to the agency. Well, I'd better get back to Ninetails Vale quick. This cutscene that we get is great, by the way.
I already told you I'm a lawyer assigned to the case. I need to study the crime scene, so if you'd please tell me where QB Manor is.
You can't fool me. You're just some delinquent high school student playing hooky.
You stupid pig-headed... This attorney's badge isn't just for show, you know.
Looks like I just found Miss Athena Looks like I just found Miss Athena Sykes.
Why won't you believe me? Don't expect me to defend you in court if you ever get arrested.
Well, I'm the one who usually does the arresting, so... Say, shouldn't you be getting back to school?
I already told you, I'm a lawyer, not a student.
That's it, enough of your lies. You're coming with me.
Get your hands off me!
What the?
Think you can watch out for the bystanders next time?
Whoops, are you okay?
I think so. That police officer's out cold.
I am so sorry. I do that when people suddenly grab me. It's like a reflex or something.
Reflex? Sounds more like a felony. You're Athena Sykes, I take it.
That would be me, and you are?
I'm Apollo Justice. I work at the Right Anything Agency. Athena's great.
The Right Anything Agency? What a fishy sounding name.
It's a long story, but it is a law office, among other things. Didn't Mr. Wright explain it to you?
Oh, right, that right. So then you must be... Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you.
I could say the same thing to you. Well, here I am. Now, how about telling me a little bit about yourself? Mr. Wright didn't really tell me much, as always.
Of course. Feel free to ask away.
I feel like Athena's voice has gone up since we last saw her, like... So, Athena, I hear you just passed the bar.
That's right, and here's my shiny new badge to prove it. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, so you must be a bit younger than me.
A bit more than you might think, in fact. I'm only 18.
18? How in the world did you become a lawyer at that age?
I skipped a few grades while I was an exchange student in Europe. And I got my license to practice law while I was over there.
All I can say is, wow. You must be a genius or something. I mean, you joke, Banana, but when Apollo first showed up at the Right Anything Agency in Apollo Justice, like when he showed up and he met Trucy there, Trucy was like, okay, show me what you can do.
I also studied analytical psychology. I thought it might help me be a better lawyer.
Yeah. Though, at the same time, like, I feel like, yes, Trucy would have to approve, but at the same time, Trucy also seems very, like, slack with her standards. Because when Apollo was like, I can't defend right now, Trucy was like, hey, yeah, you know, you gotta be able to perform, like, even if you don't have any talent, we can still, take you in. Psychology helps her be a better lawyer. How exactly does that work? You should know, Apollo. You observe nervous twitches. Right, was a hobo then?
So, tell me about our client. What are they like?
Oh, right. You haven't met him yet. Well...
You good enough. Welcome aboard.
And that about sums it up.
He's more worried about his daughter than himself. What a wonderful father.
Wait, are you crying?
I'm not crying. There was something in my eye.
They're called tears.
Moving right along. Let's get down to business.
There we go. There's Athena's voice.
Helping our client is priority number 1.
So, Athena, you mentioned studying psychology.
That's right. I've always wanted to bring analytical psychology into the courtroom. The power of psychology will bring a breath of fresh air to the legal system.
Oh, really? So how do you plan on using it to defend our client?
Well, for example, I can try to listen in on a witness's inner voice, and then analyze their psychological state with the help of my trusty partner, Widget.
Widget?
This device around my neck here. Say hi, Widget.
Hi, Widget. It talks?
Whoa, you need a volume knob. Anyway, the little guy will sometimes say what I'm feeling.
Awkward.
Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Now that I seriously doubt.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have something you might be interested in. I got it on my way here. I think it might have something to do with our case.
Special edition covering our case? That was quick.
And that's the whole point of special editions, isn't it? To be the first to get the scoop. Rapido.
Right. Well, let's see what it says here. What's the deal with the Spanish? She likes flexing that she's multilingual. Tenmotaro was seen... What? Was seen flying through the sky?
Yeah, somebody happened to snap that photo near Ninetails Vale. The article goes on to say it might be connected to our case. Apparently that photo was shot right after the murder occurred.
Well, there were black feathers and strange tracks at the crime scene. I'm not surprised the locals think a yokai was involved.
Wait a second. Yokai is in one of those Japanese monsters?
Okay. I know that this is what, a German phrase, I think? I'm probably wrong. I think this is German. Whenever I see this phrase, I always think of the cave is full of blunt smoking meme. Is this literally just pronounced mein Gott? Which one is Yoko Ono? The one that always comes to my mind is, I think it's Yama Ube. That's like the, I might be crossing wires, but I think the one that I'm thinking of is the one that's the woman with the mouth on the back of her head. Though that might be, I might be thinking of the one that's the old woman that, is like out in snowstorms and eats people.
My God. You don't actually think it was a supernatural murder, do you?
No, of course not. A German? Why not plain old English?
On delay, Apollo. Let's get cracking on that crime scene already.
Okay, what's next on the list?
Investigating the crime scene. What else? Well, what are we waiting for? Last one there's rotten egg.
We don't have to run all the way there.
Okay, then how about speed walking?
Why does this have to be a competition at all?
Do you hear that? It sounds like a TV or something. Oh, look. There's a TV in that little room in the corner.
In other news, the mysterious masked wrestler, the Amazing Ninetails, has been confirmed missing according to sources close to the wrestler. Appears he disappeared sometime after the special event held in Ninetails Vale today. He also failed to appear in a match today, where he was scheduled to defend his title. Local villagers say his disappearance may be connected with Tenmataro's recent escape. So that wrestler's gone missing.
Hey, you two! You don't belong in here.
Don't worry, there's nothing suspicious.
What about them horns of yours? They look mighty suspicious if you ask me.
Horns? That's my hair. Anyway, we're lawyers and we're here to...
Ah. Here them lawyers come to defend Mayor Tenma, aren't ya? Or ain't ya? Should've reckoned with that expensive-looking bracelet you got there. Name's Phineas Filch. I'm the caretaker here. Pleased to meet ya.
Same here.
Wow. Talk about a quick change of heart.
So tell me, demon lawyer. Bet you use them demonic horns of yours to scare the bejeebers out of witnesses, huh? Come here, you little horn demon, you. Ouch. These horns I mean, my hair isn't meant to threaten anyone. Hey, ain't. Seems like a mighty big waste of perfectly good horns, if you ask me. And again, ain't none of my business, so. That was fast. Guess he's done with me. Well, I'd best get back to work.
Hold it!
Alt, stop right there.
Huh? Me?
Apollo, your bracelet's gone.
Ah. Don't you worry, Mr. Lawyer, sir. I'll check the lost and found later.
Somehow I don't think that'll be necessary. Just check your wrist right now.
Ah! The cat's out of the bag.
It's barely in the bag in the first place.
That was a pretty pathetic attempt.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I just couldn't control myself. Please forgive me. I'm begging you.
Sheesh, I almost feel sorry for him now.
What should we do about him, Apollo?
Well, I got my bracelet back. He seems sorry enough, so.
I knew you'd understand, Mr. Lawyer, sir. You obviously got a big heart. As far as the big wad of cash in your wallet, as big as the wad of cash in your wallet, I hope.
You leave my wallet out of this.
Oh.
Hey, didn't you just finish apologizing for stealing from us?
Run away, over the hills.
Get back here, you!
Talk about a quick escape. If this happened to current day Apollo, he'd be beating this man to a pulp, yeah. Looks like he dropped a few things. It's like a pair of diagrams. This one's of the crime scene, and this one here's of the foyer.
He left his shoes behind, too.
As the living definition of a bumbling thief.
Let's hang on to his shoes. We can give them back next time we see him. As for the diagrams, I say we keep them.
They look like something the police might draw. Wonder where the caretaker got them. Now then, as I recall, box chamber should be at the top of those stairs.
Whoa! Where'd all these black feathers and weird tracks come from?
Popular opinion seems to be that they're from Tenmataro.
You mean the great evil has returned?
Even if he did, I'd be laughed out of the courthouse trying to indict him. I think this is the lad. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? This is a crime scene. Yeah. Who are you? Are you at the police? I asked first. Who are you and what are you doing here? On to second thought, I'm placing you under arrest for disturbing a crime scene. Under arrest? But save it for the boys back at HQ. Now come quietly or else. I don't want to be late for lunch. Please wait. We're Mayor Tenma's lawyers. Well, why didn't you say so? You're the lawyers I heard about. I almost took you two in. You two sure were suspicious, though. Why does everyone in Ace Attorney have amazing hair? Wait. Now that you've pointed that out, Bobby Fulbright has very similar hair to Sebastian DeBest from Great Ace Attorney, or not Great Ace Attorney, from Investigations 2. Though I guess his name is Eustace Winter now, but...
I don't know how many more times I can take being called suspicious in one day.
sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright, the heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase, in justice we trust. Oh boy, this guy's a story and a half. So, what can I do for you? So, would it be okay if we had a look around? Certainly not. No unauthorized personnel allowed. Wouldn't you make an exception? Cease and desist at once, or you'll have to deal with my little friend here. Yikes. Is he reaching for his... In justice we trust. Ew, it's just his badge. You may be Mayor Tenma's attorneys, but you still need authorization to cross the police line.
Apollo, let's see if we can't change his mind.
Good luck. Let me know how it goes. But he's as dense as heroes come. Why does the fox in the background have a knife? Both of them. You're wasting your time, and nobody's crossing this line without authorization. I'm a wall of justice, keeping injustice, that would be you, at bay. I knew it. That was Phoenix's voice. Whoops. Look, there's just us and you here, right? Justice and me, you say? That's right. Are you trying to say that Justice and I aren't enough to keep you out? What?
No, silly. We're saying that you're an inspiration to in our quest for justice.
No, it can't be. You have him on the ropes now, Athena.
If we were on the side of justice, would you let us through?
But guarding the crime scene is a part of justice too.
Sure, but only a bad guy would stand in the way of justice, right?
Ah. Whose justice is the most just here? Well, we can't have a fair and just trial without thorough investigation, so... Oh, Lady Justice, what would you have me do?
I think we really got to him.
Yeah, he seems pretty neurotic as far as champions of justice go.
Our pleas for justice must have had a huge impact. It's tying him up in knots. Now's our chance to start looking around.
After all that about authorized personnel only, this was surprisingly easy. Should I stop them or let them through? Whose justice is more just?
Well, let's get to work. We're supposed to be finding clues related to the crime, right?
Right. A search of the crime scene should turn up some evidence. Or some evidence we should use we can use at the trial. Let's try viewing the crime scene from different angles.
You never know what's hiding just around the corner, right? So we move the cursor with...
Peanut, I had to ask this to Mr. Wright before, but how did you say that with your mouth? And change our perspective. Oh wait, apparently I already know how to say this with my mouth. If there's a particular spot you want to examine, just give it a tap.
Okay, let's leave no stone unturned.
Oh, fuck. My best guess, my best shot at the dark is, that's either just pronounced as no, or it's pronounced as, like, noose. I assume it's pronounced as no, because O-U-S in, I think this is French? I might be mistaken on that, but I think this is French. O-U-S in French is just pronounced as O. It's pronounced as nous. So, nous allons commencer. Unless unless Alon's isn't pronounced as Alon's. It might just not be.
New Alon's Commencier. Let's get started.
So this is where Alderman Kyubi's body was found.
Apparently the murder weapon, a spear, had Mayor Tenma's prints on it.
That's not good. Never fear, Detective Fulbright is here. Yikes. Of course, I can't offer you any information on my investigation, so... in the name of justice, I must say goodbye. What was that all about? These weird tracks must have been made when someone stepped in the Alderman's blood.
Maybe the killer inadvertently made them when they were fleeing?
New Aloe Commencier is your best guess.
They're pretty big tracks, almost bird-like. The feathers also point to a bird.
It must be one big bird, and not all of the and not the friendly yellow type either.
Maybe it's some kind of mutant bird creature.
So your theory is a giant mutant bird murdered Alderman Kyubi with a spear?
It's more plausible than saying a monster or a yokai did it.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but a giant spear-wielding bird is by definition a monster.
Look, the statue only has one tail.
Maybe it's the nine-tailed fox's sidekick.
I bet the number of tails represents a yokai's power.
Wait, was that an Apollo line that I... Oh, that was an Apollo line that I read as an Athena line. I bet the number of tails represents a yokai's power.
So, if you had 2 Apollo, I'd only have 1?
Wait, what?
Not that that means that you're better than me, got it?
Like I said, what? Forbidden Chamber. They say the demon Tenma Taro was imprisoned there. Or in there before his escape. Yeah, Apollo does his voice training every night for his cords of steel, don't you know?
I think we could get this door open.
It's worth a try. Ugh. No good. Shut tight. I don't even see a keyhole. Seems pretty hopeless. In justice we trust. Yikes. Did I just hear the voice of someone in need? Allow me to fill you in. This door simply will not open. We have tried and tried, but it won't budge. It's an essential part of the culture found in this manor, so we can't blow it up either. So an unopenable door. Right. According to Miss Jinxie Tenma, it was shut tight when she came across the crime scene.
Thanks for the tip, Detective Fulbright. We didn't expect you to be so helpful.
Ah, forget I said that. So the Forbidden Chamber was shut tight at the time of the murder. Sounds like something I'd better keep in mind. Sadly, we do not get to see Emma in this game. I do believe she's back in Spirit of Justice, though. Something wedged under this chair. Let's see if we can lift it up and... freeze! Yikes. No disturbing crime scene evidence. Even if you are the mayor's lawyers. He does have a point there.
Hey, Detective Fulbright, did you hear about that attack over on Yokai Lane? I heard an elderly woman was assaulted by a strange yokai shaped like a roll of cloth.
And you waited until now to tell me? I better get over there at once. In justice we trust.
That was surprisingly easy. Okay, Apollo, now's our chance to look around some more.
The more I get to know her, the scarier she gets. Hope she never finds my weakness. Whatever this is, it's stuck on tight. Looks like a large blood-stained cloth. The blood's probably the Alderman's, but it's pretty far from his body. I wonder how it got here. And why does this seem important? We have 3D courtroom, or not 3D courtroom, 3D investigation.
Apollo, what words come to mind when you watch that pendulum in there?
Unsteady and, restless.
That's a direct representation of your current state of mind.
Wait, that was some kind of psychological test?
My diagnosis, this strange case has made you anxious, causing you to lose your cool.
You're actually not that far off from the mark. So chat, what comes to your mind when you think of like a pendulum like that? I'm actually genuinely curious as to what y'all will answer.
This one's a spear, but what about this one? It looks like a giant pair of pliers.
It's like something a demon might use. I saw something like that in a manga once.
Really? What are they used for?
Oh, things like pinching through cheeks,
Ew!
pulling out tongues. Stop. Oh, and you should see what they can do to a person's eyes.
Okay, I get the idea. But I'm sure this thing is just a simple can opener or something like that.
Demons eat canned food? I always wondered what they ate beside people.
It's a folding screen. I wonder what they were using it for.
When you see a pendulum swing, you see smoothness and consistency. Interesting. I heard that the Japanese used to use these in drafty rooms, but now they're just for show.
You mean like my attorney's badge?
Poor Athena. That cop treating her like a child must have really bothered her.
Doesn't this Tanuki statue remind me of the manor's caretaker, Phineas Filch?
This raccoon-looking thing? Yeah, it does look like him.
Oh, I just got the best idea. We should knock it over. It might transform back into Mr. Filch.
Mr. Filch is mischievous, but he's not magical, you know?
A way to waste a brilliant idea, Apollo. Look, trophies. Oh, this one was awarded to Alderman Kyubi. The Amazing Ninetales, Yokai Division. Winner at Tenma Town Pro Wrestling Tournament.
Yokai division? I didn't know you could have a division of one.
Apollo, you should enter the tournament next time.
Skin it and become like Tanuki Skin Mario. just like the fucking the PETA game. I don't remember what it was called, but there was when 3D Land came out, PETA made a shitty Flash game, as they usually do. That's Mario chasing down, or it's a Tanuki chasing down Mario to get his skin back.
Apollo, you should enter the tournament next time. And I have the perfect name for you. The Mysterious Firebrand. A mild-mannered masked lawyer by day, demonic masked wrestler by night.
No one's going to hire a masked lawyer, Athena. You'd be surprised, Apollo. PETA and controversy go together like peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, this window opens. And outside, we have ourselves a steep cliff.
The window only opens about 6 inches. Not wide enough for anyone to get in or out. Look, Apollo, there's something caught in the window frame. It looks like gold fur. What a pretty color. It must be from some kind of animal.
I wonder what it's doing here. Did Alderman Kyubi have a pet fox? You know, something really stupid that I always see in these, like, crime, like, mystery games, is these windows are always used as a excuse, as, like, you know, they couldn't open the window all the way to get out, but, the bars on these types of windows, like the bars that attach the bottom of a frame to the window itself, those bars are detachable. Like, unless it's a really old building, those bars are detachable. That looks like an air vent. It's pretty high up there.
What if you got a running start and jumped?
I doubt even a high jumper could make it.
Don't rule it out before you try it. Besides, I'm an excellent jumper.
Even so, that must be about 9 feet high.
Like I said, you don't know until you try, Monsieur Justice.
He doesn't know when to give up and when to stop using foreign words.
Look, a cat with 2 tails.
No such thing.
Oh, and this lady has a really long neck. How funny is that?
There's no way a creature like that could ever exist. You'd have a tough time swallowing.
Apollo, I bet you were one of those kids who didn't believe in Santa Claus.
What's that got to do with anything? Wow. What do we have here? Looks like a statue of the 9-tailed fox and Tenmataro battling it out.
Careful, Apollo, it's got blood on it.
Really? Hey, you're right. I wonder if it's the alderman's blood.
How can you remain so calm after seeing all this blood?
Well, this isn't the first I've seen something like this, so...
You're no fun at all. At least act surprised or grossed out or something for my first case.
I'm already a lawyer. You want me to be an actor too? No, but Trucy wants you to be an actor. Guess that about wraps it up. Now, if only we could get that detective to tell us what he knows.
Hey, Apollo, do you hear something?
Hmm? I don't hear anything.
Oh, right. Your hearing must not be as sensitive as mine.
What are you talking about?
A whooshing sound, like wind rushing through a narrow shot, or straight, that one. And an echo of someone's voice. In
justice we trust! Ha ha ha! Someone's got a sharp set of ears. That was the sound of my righteous voice reverberating through the air duct.
I heard it through the air ducts?
Yeah, check it out. But why would she hear you through there? Why don't we go to the diagram? As you can see, that vent is connected to an air duct that leads out into the hallway. The wind must have rushed through here and carried my monologue with it straight to your ears.
And what a unique monologue it was. I was just thinking, maybe the killer made their escape through that air duct or something.
A cute theory, but I don't think so. The air duct in the hallway is low enough to climb into, that much is true. But as you can see, the vent in the ceiling is very high. 9 feet high, in fact. I highly doubt that there's any way to get up there without a ladder or something. And I don't see anything of the sort in this room, do you?
I guess you're right.
Speaking of things in this room. Yeah? Can you tell us what you guys turned up, Detective Fulbright? Not on my watch, buddy! In the name of justice, I cannot reveal facts pertaining to the prosecution's case. Ah, come on, throw us a bone here.
Excuse me, Detective Fulbright, but I recall you saying earlier that you would come running whenever we were in need.
Ugh, I suppose I did say that. Do you think Fulbright was Naruto running back here? Absolutely. Helping those in need is what justice is all about, but keeping information out of enemy hands is also a form of justice. Which justice is the most just? Why is this always so hard?
Well, how about this? Let's do a little give and take. I mean, serving the public is part of justice too, right? You know, like the police motto? To serve and protect.
I doubt leaking information to the defense team falls under that motto. Yes, of course. I must serve as well as protect. Okay, I'll share some information. In the name of justice.
We did it, Apollo.
Yeah, we did it all right. I'm not sure that was entirely ethical. Hey, Mr. Fulbright, did you know that I'm a lawyer? So this is my attorney's badge. No, present it with more confidence and conviction. Like this. In justice we trust.
Oh, do behave, Apollo. Laws are made to be bent.
Okay, how about this? Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Here comes justice. That was amazing. But you know what they say, practice makes perfect. Let's see you do it 10 more times. Okay, I'll try my best.
Apollo, what are you doing?
How'd he talk me into this? Justice needs backup sometimes too. So I don't mind you asking for help, but you should start by thinking things over yourself. After all, the road to justice starts with your own first step. Ha ha ha. You don't have any information to offer, you could just say so. I'm just testing everything. Cool. Wow, why am I so tired? It's only 4 a.m. Was it Miss Jinxie Tenma who first discovered the crime scene? That's right. And this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. Miss Tenma had a key, allowing her to immediate access. A key? So then the Fox chamber was locked. Yes, and Miss Tenma had the only key to its door. Really? So Alderman Kyubi didn't have a key to the Fox chamber. To be fair, the Ace Attorney games get better about the bash your head into a wall thing as they go. And from what little I remember of Dual Destinies is pretty good at keeping itself, like, accessible. In that you don't have to ram your skull into a brick wall 20 times to figure stuff out, but... Actually, he had a master key for most of the doors in the manor, but... it disappeared after his murder.
Disappeared? You think the killer took it?
It could very well be connected to the murder. We're looking into that possibility now. But it's the timing of Miss Tenma's discovery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. Ha ha ha!
You think you're some kind of champion of justice, but you're just plain old mean.
I won't fall for that, you shameless rascal. I only help good little boys and girls.
Shameless rascal? Who even says that?
Well, I wouldn't exactly call you a good little girl either. Those feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might leave behind. You don't actually think the murderer was some kind of monster, do you?
What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Tenma something? Because from the black feathers and big tracks, it looks like that creature did it.
Our prime suspect would no doubt love to pin the blame on some legendary creature.
Can Tenma whatchamacallit even be made a victim of slander?
Her voice keeps going up. I doubt the mayor would do something as childish as blaming a boogeyman.
So the most likely scenario so far is that Tenma guy left the feathers and tracks behind to make it look like the yokai Tenma was the killer.
Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. At any rate, I doubt Mayor Tenma would plant evidence like that. Yeah, absolutely. Especially Phoenix. Like, Phoenix 100% would do that. Except for his attorney's badge. He would keep his attorney's badge on and then show it off and then drop the bag of evidence on the floor and be like, "Can you tell us about any of this?" So, Mayor Tenma is your only suspect? That's right. Even his name, Damien Tenma, makes him sound like a villain. And he's really scary looking too. Wait, are you telling me that's why he was arrested? Ha ha ha! Don't be ridiculous. He was the only one without an alibi. Oh, was that so? Yup. Other than the victim, the suspect, and Miss Tenma, the only others around were Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma's aide. The two of them were together at the time. We love Fulbright in this household. Filch, the guy who tried to steal my bracelet. Living up to his name, I guess. We should go talk to him again when we have a chance. What about Jinxie? She's not being suspected at all? She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she also has no motive. It's unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up this huge spear? Oh god, not this again. Look at my attorney's badge. Now give me some information on this stuff. True enough. That spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal at this time. Well, you must admit, Damien Tenma appears to be the most likely suspect. I admit, it looks bad, but I'm still not buying it. Oh, and one more thing. I must warn you about the prosecutor. Yes! The prosecutor assigned to Mayor Tenma's trial? That's the one. He's... how shall I put it? Not what you'd expect. That is unless you've faced a convicted killer serving hard time as a prosecutor before. What the? Is this some kind of joke? Can I ask why a man imprisoned for murder is serving as a prosecutor? Because he's mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature. But yokai are nothing more than a figment of the imagination. They're baloney. Who better to prove this than a master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. But he's a convicted murderer. No matter how you look at it, that's just insane. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so none of us are in a position to question the matter. This really is the dark age of the law.
This prosecutor, he wouldn't happen to go by the name Blackquill, would he?
Bingo! Simon Blackquill. So you have heard of him.
You could say that.
What's that supposed to mean? Well, I bet you don't know his official title. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackquill. Oh, great. It is freaking out again. And we're back. It nearly fixed itself. Nearly. If only it had actually managed to do its one job. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackquill. The Twisted Samurai? Is that because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say it also has to do with the effect his crime had on things. How so? His conviction is what twisted and warped the legal world into this dark age of the law. What? And he, of all people, is going to stand in court tomorrow. Never fear. I myself will be there to protect you. That's reassuring, I guess. Well, you kids knock yourselves out. I can't wait to see how you do tomorrow.
Wait, Detective Fulbright. I've been meaning to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? This doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off.
I hadn't even noticed. Why am I barefoot? Honestly, hadn't noticed until just now. Wait a second. Those shoes we found earlier. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. These wouldn't happen to be your shoes, would they? Yes, yes they are. My favorite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. You must truly be on the side of justice. Don't tell me Mr. Filch actually stole from a detective.
Stealing shoes right off someone's feet. That's pretty amazing.
I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't notice. Well, looks like we've gotten all we can out of the detective, so let's see. Maybe we should go have a word with Mr. Filch. I want to hear what his alibi is.
This is just awful. Terrible, I say. Somebody help.
Oh, look. It's Mr. What was it again? Finch?
No. The name's Filch. Phineas Filch.
Keep on pilfering and you may wind up a jailbird instead. You were AFK. Did you miss anything? You missed a stream crash and a stream restart. So, what seems to be the problem, Mr. Filch?
Oh, it's just terrible. Terrible, I tell ya. Come quick.
Okay. What's the deal with him all of a sudden? Looks like some kind of mask.
It's the Amazing Ninetales mask.
Amazing Ninetales. Oh, right. The wrestler who appeared during the festival's special event. What's his mask doing here?
He'd never take off his mask like this. Someone must have killed him.
What? Who would do such a thing? Anything story-wise? Not really. Yeah, Filch stole Fulbright's shoes.
Let's go talk over there in private.
Look. There's some white hair caught up inside this mask. You know, the more I look at Filch, he kind of looks like a Great Ace Attorney character. So, what makes you believe that the Amazing Ninetales has been murdered?
Yeah, I really want to know, eh? You're a studious one, ain't ya?
Yes, no, just tell me, please.
Well, it's like this. I dreamed of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you join me in the quest for the champion's belt? What a team. Me and my bandit's mask and you and that demon mask of yours.
Demon mask? Wonder if I can make it big.
Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut until after the trial.
Huh? Oh, no, I wasn't actually... Why did I let him pull me off topic like that? Thought you missed out on Athena and Black Quill lore? No, you didn't. We basically just know that Athena knows who Black Quill is, and that Black Quill, is responsible for the quote-unquote Dark Age of the Law.
Come on, Apollo. Ask him about the amazing Ninetales murder already.
The amazing Mind Tales.
Amazing Ninetales is our village's savior, and don't you forget it. His trademark's a gold cape made to look like 9 foxtails. He whirls through the ring, smacking down Tenma wrestlers left and right. Sparked the monster craze, revitalizing the Ninetales Vale in the blink of an eye. Yep, saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Now it's a yokai town.
Huh. The Amazing Ninetales really does sound, well, amazing. He's also absolutely shredded. Definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, huh? That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. I'm proud to be from the same village as him.
Come to think of it, you look kind of like a monster yourself, Mr. Filch. Guess it makes sense to me, since you're from the same village as the amazing Ninetales.
I know. A lot of people have told me I look like a yokai.
Since when was that a compliment? Ouch. What's the big idea?
Check your pocket.
Hey, how'd you do that?
Keep it. I got lots more.
So, you keep saying that the Amazing Ninetales was killed. What's the story behind that? Are you saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside?
That's only part of it. Main reason is no one's seen him since the special event. The word around Ninetales Vale is that he was killed by Tenma.
You villagers really are superstitious, aren't you?
And we love conspiracy theories too, like the mayor's diabolical plot.
The mayor of Tenma? What is he plotting?
Rumor has he's planning on releasing Tenma. That's why he wants the merger. He'll open the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control.
That's quite a tale.
I ain't finished yet. There was only one person who could stop the mayor. Our hero, the Amazing Ninetales. He vowed to battle the mayor of Tenma and stop the municipal merger.
I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried.
Apollo, we still have to ask him about the alderman's murder, remember?
Mr. Filch, would you mind telling us what you were doing at the time of the murder?
I was in the caretaker's office, guarding the entrance like Mr. QB said I should. And I made double sure no one came in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work.
You must be talking about the small room in the upper right. Definitely looks like you can keep track of the comings and goings from there. And you have an alibi to back your statement up, Mr. Filch.
I do indeed. I was with Mayor Tenma's aide. Laurent LaBelle's his name.
So the two of you were together. That's a pretty sound alibi, alright. Nobody came in or out of the manor around the time of the murder?
Kept watch here the whole time. Didn't see a soul pass by. And if anyone did, that their security camera would have spotted them.
So no one came in or out around the time of the murder. That means we're dealing with someone who was already inside when it happened. So do you think this mask is the real deal?
Without a doubt. There's the mask worn by the Amazing Ninetales.
What about the white hair I found inside the mask?
Wait, I just thought of something. Remember the golden animal fur we found at the crime scene? Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing.
This places this mask at the crime scene at some point in time. Which means... What does this mean? Someone with white hair who's linked with the murder is against the merger. No way. The amazing Ninetales and the Alderman actually be...
Something wrong, Apollo? You should see the look on your face.
Oh no, it's nothing. Maybe Jinxie could tell us something, since she works here. Mind if I ask you about this?
Oh, right.
Oh, does it ring a bell?
Oh, it's ringing, all right. You want to thank me for all my hard work, and I humbly accept.
No, this isn't a gift. I should have known this was a dead end. I just want to make sure I don't miss stuff. Luckily, the text skip is pretty fast.
Hey, there's the amazing Ninetales' mask. You're aiming to sell it, ain't ya? Why, you sneaky lily-livered.
No, I'm not trying to sell it. It'd be a key piece of evidence.
Ah, too bad. I thought I'd hook you up with this buyer I know.
Wait, you want me to sell it?
Hey, I know that picture. That's my amazing Ninetales Glossy. How dare you steal it from me?
No, this is the one you gave me. Remember, you said you had lots more?
I did? Well, it was never really mine in the first place, so you can go ahead and keep it.
Don't tell me I'm now guilty of receiving stolen goods. Come up with anything yet?
Oh, of course I have. But it's not quite ready for prime time.
Huh?
The truth will only be revealed once we've dotted all our I's and crossed all our T's. In other words, it's still just a theory, so I don't think I should say anything yet. It's the dilemma any great detective must face.
Whatever.
Widget.
So basically you have no ideas. Thanks for nothing. What are your thoughts on the case so far?
Well, I think our killer is most likely highly intelligent and a stone-cold...
I read that as and a stone-cold tool.
And stone-cold cool. I mean, just look at how they killed the Alderman. One decisive thrust, no hesitation.
And you know this how? Psychology?
That's right. I've profiled the killer based on the evidence we found at the scene. I can almost picture the killer in my mind. A terrifying face twisted from hatred toward the victim. Big, bulging eyes full of murderous intent. A horrible gash-like mouth from ear to ear. And wings, black and sinister.
Wings? That sounds like Tenmataro.
On second thought, scratch psychology. That last part was just my imagination.
Think. Oh look, there's Jinxie.
Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and...
Sounds like she's out grocery shopping. She must really like dairy products.
a charm to make a better milkshake, and another to cure my lactose intolerance.
Maybe she should just stick to soy milk. Jinxie, hey, it's me.
The demon lawyer.
not another warding charm.
Apollo? Who is she?
Oh, right. This is your first time meeting each other. This is Jinxie, Mayor Tenma's daughter. She was the first to discover the crime scene.
Oh, so she's the one who... hello, my name's Athena Sykes. I'll be helping Apollo defend your father at this trial. I'm pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you too. Where's Trucy?
She went back to the office ahead of us. But don't worry, Athena and I are on the case.
Wait, how do I know you didn't gobble her up alive?
Relax, I didn't eat her up. I wouldn't do such a thing in the first place.
Oh, poor little Trucy.
I'm about ready for some tears of frustration myself.
She's quite an, interesting character, huh, Apollo?
Real quick, I'm gonna hit you with a quick BRB. I need to run to the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Again, did you know that I'm a lawyer?
So you really are a demon lawyer. So then you must know Enma, the appraiser of souls. What's he like?
What's he like? Well, he's bald, has a white beard, and
And what?
shouts guilty and order while he bangs his gavel. I call him the Judge.
Oh wow, he's as scary as I thought.
Nah, he's just an old man who's wiser than you might think.
They sold those at the village's souvenir shop.
They really went all out, making it look like a real scroll and all.
By rolling it up like that, you can't see Tenmataro's picture. It's so you don't lose your soul if you accidentally gazed upon him. Even if it's a souvenir, no one in this village wants to accidentally see what's inside.
I've heard of losing or selling your soul for many things, but for the price of a souvenir?
I wonder how many times innocent shopgirls have fallen victim.
Wouldn't it be better to not sell them at all?
And that warning charm is my supernatural security system. It protects me from yokai, ghosts, demons, and other things that go bump in the night.
Apollo, are you disrespecting my name? Need I remind you of the nightmare dimension?
And just the other day I was chased down by a demented camera demon. But I drove him back with my trusty warding charm.
Camera demon? Sounds more like an overexcited tourist.
And still, I suppose it's not nice to repel every yokai I meet. I mean, there are some that aren't all bad. I learned that today.
Why is she staring at me like that?
The nine-tailed fox is famous for impersonating Tenmataro. But legends say that he also gave us the nine-tails flower, and that he...
I said impersonating, imprisoning was the word. I was like, wait a sec, what the fuck?
Gave us the nine-tails flower, and that he still watches over our village to this day.
Wow, coming here is like traveling to to ancient Japan. All the strange beliefs and all. All those yokai, the Nine-Tails Flower, the Forbidden Chamber, the list goes on.
Uh-huh. It was like I should have been born here. Too bad the population is shrinking. But there's an effort underway to protect the yokai. It also helps the local economy.
Protect the yokai? You mean like endangered species?
Uh-huh. There's even plans to create a yokai wildlife park in the near future.
Now I'm really starting to wonder about this place.
What's this? Sukumogami? I think is how that's said.
Sukumogami?
A yokai that inhabits objects that have been used for a really long time. The red demon and a Sukumogami. What a strange combination.
Is everything to her some supernatural phenomenon? Wait, Jinxie's a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales. She'd probably freak out if I showed her this mask without the guy in it.
What are you thinking? It would crush her if she figured out that her favorite wrestler is dead.
I guess I'll spare her the grief, although she could really use a reality check.
That's the Amazing Ninetales. He lives in the mountains right outside the village, but he often comes to visit.
Really? He doesn't sound very secret or reclusive to me.
No, he's not. In fact, he visits the village bathhouses all the time. No way. The Amazing Ninetales goes to public bathhouses? Uh-huh. But like a true wrestling legend, he never takes his mask off.
Takes baths in his mask?
Uh-huh. And he also has a towel that says, "Wrestlers Wanted."
If I saw a naked masked guy with a message like that on his towel, I'd run the other way. Hey, do you want to look at a picture of your, dad injured? Jinxie, I wanted to show you this.
Wait, Apollo, you can't show that to her. Having her father arrested was bad enough. Huh? Did you say something?
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Oh, never mind. Jinxie, do you remember any more of what happened?
Not much. At least, not yet.
But do you think, but do you think that Tenmataro was, but you do think Tenmataro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the festival?
I don't know anything about that.
Huh? But you said Tenmataro murdered the Alderman. It's okay, Jinxie. You can tell me. Yikes. What was that for?
People see things when they don't get enough sleep. There's no such thing as monsters.
Huh? It's gotten into her. So if there are no monsters, you admit that I'm human?
No, you're still a demon.
Oh, I give up.
It seems like Jinxie just doesn't want to talk about Tenmataro for some reason.
That's precisely what we need to know more about. Besides, she definitely thought there was a yokai there in the Fox Chamber. Jinxie, about this charm.
That's...
You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. You thought Tenmataro was the murderer. That's why you gave this to me, right?
That's true, but...
If there's anything else you could tell us, it would really help. And it will help your father, too.
Alright then.
Man, I put ice in my water bottle for the first time in a hot minute. It's so nice. Why do you think Tenmataro is the killer?
I saw him with my own eyes. Tenmataro was right there in the manor.
I'm not gonna lie, Jinxie from this angle does not look at like the same character. This looks like a completely different character.
He escaped his prison and ran right by me. What?
Jinxie, tell us everything you saw.
I called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when... I saw Tenmataro. He was right around here. He was running right at me. I was paralyzed with fear. But there was no one around to help me. And the foul beast raced right by me and toward the foyer.
Toward the foyer?
Mr. Filch and Mr. LaBelle were supposedly in the foyer at the time. That means they would have seen Tenmataro too.
Sounds like we'd better get their statements. Considering Jinxie's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her.
Apollo? Remember the picture in this paper? Someone caught Tenmataro flying through the air. I wonder if it's the same Tenmataro Jinxie says she saw.
Don't be ridiculous.
Tenmataro is the killer, and he can fly too.
Jinxie works at the Alderman's Manor, so maybe she can shed some light on this. So, no one knows the Amazing Ninetales' true identity?
Uh-huh. They say no one's ever seen him without his mask.
Does that make you want to know even more?
That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are so popular.
Wait, you mean expose as in strip them naked?
You even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler can suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So you see, those unmasking matches are life and death battles for the winner, or for the wrestlers. Ugh.
That means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. There's gotta be a story behind it.
No one can stop the amazing Ninetales.
Bet she'd be shocked to find out he's really the Elderman. About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime, anything else stand out?
Actually, I heard this strange jangly sound. Jangly sound? Can you be a little more specific? My memory's kind of fuzzy. But I vaguely recall seeing Tenmataro holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound.
Does Tenmataro usually carry a staff?
Good question. I've never heard anything like that, and it's not shown on the scroll.
How about in other documents? Any of them show Tenmataro with a staff?
This is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. After all, those who needlessly depict the demon are forever cursed.
What's the deal with the Tenmataro you saw, Jinxie? Why didn't you tell me you saw Tenmataro earlier? Those matches really are face-offs.
Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell.
Mr. LaBelle?
Papa's aide.
Oh, right. The other guy who was supposedly at the foyer at the time of the crime. And what exactly did he tell you?
Keep the village superstitions in mind. Before you go talking about seeing Tenmataro at the time of the crime.
Village superstitions?
They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul.
And that's something everyone here knows? Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me.
Uh-huh. Everyone from babies to the village elders know about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here.
Hey, come to think of it. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there! You mustn't stare at Tenmataro like that. Lower your eyes. He'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? The guy at the special events thing said almost exactly the same thing.
Apollo, why do you think this LaBelle guy actually do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Tenmataro?
I seriously doubt it. He's not even from Ninetales Vale.
Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking?
Good question. I think we'd better go have a word with him.
Time to unmask this monster of a mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the foyer. Bueno. Next stop, the Manor Foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us. There's no one here. Guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle.
Maybe he's out for a walk or something? Somebody left something on the sill of the caretaker off his window. Oh, it's a TV program guide.
It looks like someone circled a pro wrestling match.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
It's a... Oh, Mr. Filch, what can we do for you?
And she was gonna scream monster, which isn't really much of a stretch.
There ain't nothing I need you to do for me. What business do you got with my TV listings?
Oh no, it just caught my eye. Can I ask if you watched this pro wrestling program yesterday? Or today?
Yep, it was a match between a couple of rank amateurs, though. It's a complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that.
I seriously doubt that. Almost forgot. There's something I wanted to ask him. Mr. Filch, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Tenmataro or something like that?
Tenmataro?
So you did see him?
My, how clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Bet you shine it up every day, real pretty like. Ladies must love it.
Don't change the subject. And FYI, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. Jinxie said that she saw Tenmataro flee toward the foyer. So you must have seen him too if you were here.
Yipes.
Wow, I really pushed a button there. Well, did you see anything or not? That's quite enough. I must ask that you do not pester my friend anymore.
Yipes. Forgive me for being pestered, sir.
And you are? I am Florent Lebel. Be your divine and personal aid to Mayor Damien Tenma. Bio divine? More like yokai grotesque. This place is crawling with monsters. Oh, excuse you. What the heck was that for? It was just a little cologne. You had the look of stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Je suis Lebel. Oh, what a heavenly scent. You just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. I'll have you know that is brand number 5. Bonjour. It's the really pale skin and the lips. Paradoxica. I can almost guarantee you that's what it is. Also the purple suit. Sometimes Joker has a suit that's like this. It's my way of introducing myself. Enjoy. Here's my bottle of adieu, so I can return the favor. Enough about the cologne. Please tell us about what you saw around the time of the murder. I heard you're the one that told Jinxie not to mention what she saw, or that she saw Tenmataro. Why, that little... So she told you she saw the demon, did she?
Mr. LaBelle, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions?
Oh, please. I was merely trying to keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose into this whole Tenmataro business if I were you. Bad things happen to those who do that. Who do. That much is true. He's one scary monster. It's crazy. Really expecting me to believe that monsters are real? Well, you're real, and you sure look like a monster. Look who's talking. So, Mr. LaBelle, did you see Tenmataro? Little Jinxie has an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas?
That's right. I didn't see nothing, especially not Tenmataro.
As for me, I only see things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. I've got 2 words for this guy. Fuck off. Total freak. Can I ask you what you were doing at the time of the crime? In other words, you'd like to hear my alibi? To think you'd suspect me of all people. Oh no, it's just a formality. We ask everyone the same questions. Ah. How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to beauty itself. You obviously can't see straight. Clearly, I can't see straight because I'm gay for Clavier. Like that spritz really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Filgy. Answer the question.
At the time of the crime, we were, in this here foyer.
Exactly. Good answer, Filgy. Good answer.
Just repeating what you told.
You've said quite enough. What is with these two? Right, now he's got me talking like that. Are we quite through here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Right. Well, thanks for your help. So these two are in the foyer, but didn't see Tenmataro. Come along, Filchi.
Where are we going? Alright, gotta practice them statements for tomorrow. Yikes! My eyes!
You're going to dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. What does he mean, practice statements? Now, if you would excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup.
Apollo, I know this sounds strange, but Lister Magel,
Mabel.
Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Tenmataro.
Really? How can you tell?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice.
You mean you have good ears?
Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice. And my ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason.
That's an interesting skill. But what do you mean he's preoccupied with Tenmataro?
I'm not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Tenmataro. And that's what I picked up from his voice, anyway.
Everywhere we turn, it's Tenmataro this, Tenmataro that.
We should go talk to the mayor, too.
Sounds like a plan. We need to get to the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Tenmataro. Man, this investigation segment is long.
Something wrong, Apollo? Where did your enthusiasm go?
Am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Tenmataro? At best, he'll think I'm an idiot. At worst, ugh.
Oh, he's here. It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Justice's partner, Athena Sykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Tenmataro.
Oh yes. I look forward to working with you too. Glad he didn't mind Athena calling him by a completely wrong name.
Apollo, he's just as kind and gentle looking as I'd imagined.
Lucky for you after that blunder you just made. There was something I wanted to talk to you about. There are rumors going around about how you want to or did set Tenmataro free. What utter nonsense.
Yikes.
They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. Those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you.
A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he?
What he really needs to work on are his people skills. So rumor has it that you want to push the merger through. In order to release Tenmataro. Of course, that's a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Sorry. Sorry if I offended you. So that's the talk around town, is it? I can see how that would make you angry. What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this? Huh? I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson. No, wait. First we have to get you a not guilty verdict. Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie. Daddy's coming to save you. Relax. We'll look out for your daughter until we can get you free. Is that so? You don't need me to. Go straighten things out myself. Oh boy. They'd probably call it SWAT team if he showed up at our school. Alright, how'd ask about the reason behind the merger? It seems like you were rather forceful in pushing for the municipal merger. Did you really want Ninetales Vale that badly? Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism. Wait. Am I feeling what I think I'm feeling? Sure, I've played a bit of hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary. I knew it. My bracelet's reacting.
What is it, Apollo?
Who here is bullying my daughter? I just want to talk. Mayor Tenma might not be telling the whole truth.
Really? How can you tell?
People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense, because it begins to feel tight on my arm.
No way! You can do that?
Wait, so you believe me? Just like that?
Sure, each of us has our own special gifts.
Oh yeah, Athena has a gift too. Special sense of hearing.
Still, what do you think the mayor is lying about?
I don't know, but it's our job to find out. It's been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. First I touch the bracelet. Right, cool. Yes, I remember this feeling of intense concentration. The ability to see the smallest twitch, the slightest frown that no one else can see. Now, Mayor Tenma was lying somewhere in that statement he just made. And when he lied, a certain habit made itself clear just under his right eye. I just have to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. Alright, I've got him now. His nervous tell should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. Gotta pore over every word he says and wait for it to appear. And when it does, I'll perceive it. I like that we get, perceive outside of a court in this game.
Gotcha!
Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with the truth. The truth? I don't understand. When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching. What nonsense is this? So what if it did? Please tell us more about your merger bid. What more is there to tell? Why were you really seeking to merge, why were you really seeking to merge with Ninetales Vale? Were you trying to impersonate me? I already told you. Tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the prize. You really don't trust us, do you? What are you talking about? The village has been a hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not? I think you've yet to realize what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale, so you felt it would be an attractive price for its tourism, but then that would contradict this. I assume that it's the Amazing Ninetales picture, because this talks about how the Amazing Ninetales saved it from becoming a ghost town. Or the flowers. But
Take that!
the monster craze in Ninetales Vale is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when the Amazing Ninetales rose up against the municipal merger. The village was practically a ghost town before then. Ugh. So you see, you couldn't have possibly seen it as an attractive prize for its tourism. What's the real reason behind your push to merge Tenma Town with Ninetales Vale, huh? Well, Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie. Protect her from what? I received a threat. Said either I go through with the merger, or my Jinxie dies. What?
How awful! Who would do such a thing?
I don't know. But whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder. Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same? Alderman QB was immensely popular. You'd have to ask, who would want him dead? Blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had the motive in the had all the motive in the world.
But why go from blackmail to murder? The merger protest wouldn't disappear just because the alderman was killed.
Could it be? What if there was another reason for the murder?
Like what?
Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman Kyubei's secret identity. And his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's merger scheme.
What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo?
I have evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's time to use it. Mayor Tenma, please take a look at this if you would. That's the Amazing Ninetales' mask. What is the meaning of this? This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene. And there was some white hair inside. White hair, you say? There was but one person with white hair in the manor that day. What are you saying? You know which man I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Rex QB, the Amazing Ninetales himself.
No way.
The Alderman was impossible.
Wait, come to think of it, Alderman QB was a former pro wrestler. So the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's secret identity?
Didn't I just say that? The old guy's yoked, yeah. But yeah, the Amazing Ninetales was a threat to the blackmailer's scheme. He opposed the merger and as a result, single-handedly sparked the monster craze.
Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene?
There had been an event at the manor. Maybe Alderman QB had taken part in it, if you get my drift. This is absurd. Mr. Mayor, do you have proof of the threat? Do you have proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes. A blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I'd been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it's suddenly vanished. Blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the alderman. Well, at least we've clearly established the killer's motive. Mayor Tenma, visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned.
Apollo, do you really think the Tenma Taro that Jinxie saw is the killer?
I don't know. All I know is that there's no such thing as monsters.
What about that newspaper article? Could the killer have purposely freed Tenma Taro to do their dirty work?
Oh, come on. There wasn't any Tenma Taro to release in the first place.
Yes, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and a yokai.
They'll probably be arguing whether there was yokai involved in court tomorrow. I can already see that look of disbelief on the judge's face.
Apollo, are you alright?
I'm fine, I'm fine. I'll think of something. I'd better, because I can't very well say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow's going to be one doozy of a trial. Looks like I'll have to pull a Phoenix to win this case, yeah. Are you okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here.
I'm just excited. This is my first real court case, after all.
Yeah, a real ball of excitement, she is. I know just what she needs. Athena!
Didn't you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices?
I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-trial jitters.
By scaring the daylights out of me?
No, I find that shouting "I'm fine" in a loud voice really relieves stress. It's part of my Chords of Steel voice workout, and a must before every trial.
You want me to shout here?
That's right. Here, I'll go first, then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine.
Alright, I'm Athena Sykes. And I'm fine! I think that actually worked.
I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time.
I see. A proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse?
Point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Ah, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. That's all? That's huge news. But why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time. No fair. Inquiring minds want to know. But wow. So used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. That suit makes him look like $1 million. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology? The policemen are just standing there thinking to themselves, oh god, there goes Apollo again with his yelling. Absolutely. And that's right. I've heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom. Been hearing a lot about that lately. So, he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. Ah, I knew he was gonna be bad news. Haha. That's probably just hyperbole. At least, I hope for your sake. Wait, so is it true or not? Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you'd like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Yikes. Better tone down my cords of steel, too. So are y'all ready? It might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks.
Okay, let's do this.
The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low. That's nothing new. Believe in our client. Seek the truth. That's all we can do. Hang in there, Mayor Tenma. Here comes justice. It's time. Court is now in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. I'd know that big booming voice anywhere. As chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who is the young lady next to you?
I'm Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner and fresh out of law school.
Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again. Now for the prosecution. It appears the prosecution is not ready yet. Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Prison? Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot that he's currently serving time.
Yup, Prosecutor Blackwill's an inmate. But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
Who's that with his back to us over there?
That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackquill.
Is the prosecution ready? Huh. Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Ah, of course. Forgive me. Why are all the people related to this case so scary? Very well, Prosecutor Blackquill. Your opening statement, if you please. What's the matter? Must we continue to fritter away time like this? It's all right there in the indictment. An opening statement would be pointless. Pointless? Oh, well... It's like the cat, or in this case, prosecutor has the judge's tongue. But, we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand. Huh. Well then, your baldness. If it is so very important, why don't you do the honors? Ooh, me? There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things. And then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool. Huh?
Wait, was that the prosecution's opening statement?
You scare me. I like you. Old dotards such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren. Or is it great-grandchildren? All these years, I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I could give it a try. It might be a nice change of pace. What? He actually fell for that?
That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about.
Opening statement, huh? Let's see here. The victim was one Rex Cuby, an alderman of Ninetails Vale. And the defendant, Damien Tenma, mayor of Tenma Town, is accused of this murder. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus he had a motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, other potential suspects, both have alibis. And his daughter, who was also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive. So, in a nutshell, I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. Bravo, your baldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. Oh, flattery will get you everywhere.
He's playing Simon Says with the judge.
Moving right along now. Let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. I feel like I'm overlapping Blackwill's voice with someone else, but I can't tell who I'm overlapping it with, so we're keeping it. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I'm the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackquill there. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that. Seemed that I have been sorely underestimated. Wait, who's protecting who from what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even if it's... Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. It's Mr. Tenma, that's what it is. Ha ha ha! That's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you.
Prosecutor Blackquill doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright.
Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss.
Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackquill. He's so oblivious.
Now, let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it. But first, I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. He definitely would. Alderman Cube was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Cube was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Mayor Tenma attacked this helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But then, sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Alderman Cube had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? That's right. The accused was was scared. Well, I read that as scarred. Scarred has 2 R's. The accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. And the victim managed to attack his attacker, despite being impaled by a spear. Yet you're already putting me to sleep. Blackwell, you're cool, though. I like you. That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Well, he was a former pro wrestler, after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him.
Objection!
Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe that he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. Apollo, I really like this, Apollo's embarrassed sprite. It's really cute. I don't know, it still sounds a little far-fetched. Does it now? Then perhaps we should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade. I didn't sign up for this. And so your life is spared. For now. Please let those shackles be made out of titanium. I don't want to die. Fun fact, according to, early, like, I think it's devlogs about this game. Or it might be like an art book or something. Or it might be like dev interviews about the development. I forget. Simon Blackwell was originally intended to just straight up have a sword. Like, he was going to have a katana. But then they were like, that's a little bit silly considering that he's literally a convicted murderer. Giving him a weapon would be very dumb. Haha! My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof. Or my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused's prints were on the weapon. And he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence. Wouldn't you agree, your baldness? Defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. That's like giving an arsonist a flamethrower? Yeah, exactly. Especially considering, as we saw in the cutscene earlier, and as we find out later, he killed someone with a katana. Like, the katana was the murder weapon in his trial. So, well, I mean, here's the thing. It wouldn't be the first time that they've had people using swords in the courtroom. Great Ace Attorney. Well, okay, Great Ace Attorney came out after Ace Attorney 6, so it came out after Spirit of Justice. But, the Professor Layton crossover came out before this, and Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum uses a sword in court, and it's great. Defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. Better step it up, Apollo. As the judge leaned toward the guilty verdict, and the trial's just barely begun. What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Tenmataro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman. That mayor's a strange one, all right. I heard he went to a blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal. Order. There will be no gossiping in my court. Your baldness. Please take a gander at those charms plastered against his cranium. I hear they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Tenmataro. Then again, perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment.
Hold it!
The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tenma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think.
Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they?
The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud.
Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Ew, thanks for that lifeline, Athena.
Careful, Apollo. He has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackpool's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives.
This guy really is bad news.
The strongest weapon in his arsenal is he has a magic sword that can cut things at any distance. You'll get to see it when he cuts your hair later.
In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than this statue right here. It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle. Two yokai, to be exact. On one side is the nine-tailed fox, and on the other, Tenma Taro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art.
Ah.
Shit. I got a Charlie horse on my jaw from yawning. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Alderman Cube was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall.
Hold it!
So, those weapons on the wall of the Fox Chamber, I presume those are real. Don't you think keeping real weapons around like that is rather dangerous? No matter what he collected, the Alderman insisted it be the real deal. Yeah, A Charlie horse is just when you, like, it's when you overextend a muscle and it gets stuck. And it starts cramping. It can happen in your bottom jaw if you, open your jaw too far. For insistence, he had a real demon's club in his possession. Apparently one of his ancestors claimed it after defeating a demon in battle. What? That's gotta be an old wives' tale. Ha ha ha! The Alderman had pure, unadulterated justice flowing in his veins. Whatever he did it right. We've lost a real champion of justice in his death. Huh. Nothing but claptrap and balderdash, if you ask me. Now, stop your bleating and tell us about the weapon. Your wish is my command. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon.
Hold it!
It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Prints could easily be wiped off. You do have a point there. I'd venture to say, he did not wipe off the prints, because he could not. What do you mean? I really like that, like, finger pointing to his head animation, especially with the chains, like the little clink sound the chains make. It's really good.
It looks like he wants you to figure it out. Well, don't just stand there. Show him who's boss.
I'm totally lost, so why don't you just tell me the answer already?
I don't think he saw that plea for help.
You feeling all right, kid? Running a fever, perhaps? I wish Charles came with a reset button. Well, the specifics may yet come to light. Please proceed, Detective Fulbright. At the time, Alderman QB was asleep from the drug he unwittingly ingested.
Hold it!
That isn't quite your voice, but... Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was the sedative in his coffee? Bingo! We found traces of a sleeping agent all over the inside of that cup. That is why he was out cold. That is, until he leapt to his feet upon being impaled by the mayor. What an awful way to wake up. Huh. A rather stimulating eye-opener, if you ask me. I too would have risen to the attack, or to die in battle is the samurai way. Paradise awaits fallen heroes, but that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge. Prosecutor Blackquill, please! Those morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court! Says the jester in detective's guise. Moving right along. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab.
Hold it!
So the alderman was drugged because he was really strong? Did you see those rock-hard muscles of his? You could shred cheese on those. I'm surprised the spear even managed to pierce that armor-like musculature. I admit, I'm completely jealous of that righteous body of his. Well, he did look pretty buff, even in that suit he had on. Quite a difference when compared with a yellow belly like you. Hello, Belly. Who even says that anymore? Plus, Athena's the yellow one here.
Yeah, and the color's all wrong, too. Oh, I know. How about squishy red tomato?
I move to strike both of your comments from the record. Mr. Justice's character is not the issue here. Now let's get back to what happened after the far more muscular alderman was impaled. Yes, well, your average person would likely have died on the spot. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed the statue and struck back.
Hold it!
Banana. He is a weeb. That's not even a joke. In later trials, he starts calling Apollo Justice Dono. Could he really have attacked his attacker after being impaled with that huge spear? Absolutely. After all, he was once a pro wrestler. The injustice of being drugged, then speared, was answered with a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him superhuman? Absolutely. After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice. Even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guise in times of need.
Objection!
You need to lay off the comic books, detective. We're talking about real life here. Setting aside the half-wit's flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court ordered post-mortem concluded the victim moved after his skewering. Simon Blackquill committed murder because because someone was angering him and they looked like just enough EXP. It's close to leveling up and they look like just enough EXP. So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker, huh?
Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds airtight. No wonder he's so confident.
No, he only thinks it's airtight. It's up for us to poke some holes in it. That part about the alderman fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. It's the fact that the statue didn't have fingerprints on it and he wasn't wearing gloves, right? Yeah, he's not wearing gloves.
Objection!
Did the alderman really strike the mayor? What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. You claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put a spear through him. But the statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory. It would appear the defense has a counter-argument. Very well, let's hear what the defense thinks is odd about the detective's statue theory. There are no fingerprints on the supposedly crucial piece of evidence. And if you look at the crime scene photo, you'll notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves. Yes, I believe he's quite gloveless indeed. If he touched the statue with his bare hands, he should have left some fingerprints. Detective Fulbright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? This can't be happening. Did I arrest the wrong man?
You did it, Apollo. You knocked Detective Fulbright off his high horse.
Well, it's just 1 point in our favor.
Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman?
Well, if it wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor.
You mean there was a third party there in the Fox Chamber?
Exactly. And this could be the big break we've been looking for. There does seem to be a hole in the prosecution's argument. Prosecutor Blackwell, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion? Least you could do is look at me while being dismissive. Your mind is as dull as an unhoned blade, Justice Dono. Justice Dono? He's been watching too many samurai flicks. It will take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackwell. A whelp such as you has no hope against my superior swordsmanship. This is a trial, not a sword fight, Prosecutor Blackwell. There's a perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. Is this gonna be some bullshit like he wiped them off before dying? You might recall that blood-stained cloth found at the scene of the crime. Well, it just so happens that the blood was the mayor's. So, what are you getting at? Own your mind, boy. Why was there blood on the cloth? Solve that riddle, and you shall see that the hole you thought you found is but an illusion. Now, let's see. How was that cloth used? Was it used... wipe up the blood? Maybe the cloth was used to wipe as much of the mayor's blood as possible off the statue? And in the process, the culprit inadvertently erased the alderman's fingerprints as well.
Objection!
But the mayor did not bother to wipe away his own fingerprints on the murder weapon. Why would he wipe down one weapon but not the other? Careful now. Use what little brains you have left before you speak. Give me a do-over on that one, please. It's to wrap the statue. Maybe the alderman wrapped the statue in the cloth? In short, he wasn't touching the statue directly, but when he used it to strike back at the mayor... Ah! Precisely. Bully for you, boy. It was nothing.
Apollo, don't let him start manipulating you too. You just closed the hole for the prosecution.
I did? I did. Right. That a statue wrapped in cloth would leave no fingerprints is plain as day. But this also proves there are no holes in our theory of the alderman striking back. Oops. Ugh. Now do you see how dull your mind is? I'll make sure to sharpen it next time. A particularly frightening inmate once told me that he always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore. Samurai? Sounds more like a homicidal maniac to me. Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time. Wait, so the inmate was a murdering samurai prison chef? It would seem the victim and his killer were the only ones in there after all. I was kind of attached to that hole. Now what?
Apollo, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, who's to say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it?
Why didn't I think of that? Anybody could have not left prints on it. Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please, illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady.
There's only one answer. The real killer.
Prove the existence of this real killer, then. What evidence have you?
Oh, I'll give you evidence, all right.
Athena, are you sure about this?
To borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this. Black feathers and tracks, allegedly from a yokai, were found at the scene. I believe they're from the third party who struck the mayor with that statue.
Yeah. The defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killed the alderman.
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Objection!
No, Athena, you just lost what little credibility we had left.
Sorry. Guess I got carried away.
Mr. Justice, we have no time to deal with objections between members of the defense. Sorry, Your Honor. It's just, this kid's still, well, a kid.
Ouch. You meanie. I'm reporting this to Mr. Wright.
So, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai, as you put it? No, Your Honor. I believe they're a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman. Interesting. And why do you suppose the killer would do that? Why indeed? Mr. Justice, you seem to be as new to this as your partner is. Ouch. This I'm not reporting to Mr. Wright. Boy, Fulbright. Explain to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, the who and why behind those feathers and tracks. What? You mean you can explain all that? Ha ha ha! Our investigative prowess is without equal. I'm starting to think I chose the wrong profession. Very well, let's hear about these so-called yokai feathers and tracks. Bit hungry, so you'll be chilling. I'm gonna end, like, now, actually. This is a good spot to save and end for tonight. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I got spit all over my phone while I was doing voices. Cool. You gotta let some spit fly to really project your voice, you know? So depending on how my voice is doing, I should be back with either more of this or, probably maybe randomizer, I don't know. Maybe speedruns. I need to do some more speedruns of Celeste. But anyway, give me just a sec and we will find someone to raid. Ready your spears, we're going raiding. Also, don't redeem any throw stuff in the like minute and a half that we're waiting to raid. I accidentally closed the Twitch integrated throwing system. Let's go put Critiga. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope to see you here tomorrow for what I end up doing tomorrow, or for whatever I end up doing tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure at this point. It depends on my voice. I'm taking my vocal health more seriously than I have been, because the Valhalla wore me out. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you here. Have a good one, and take care.